Mysticism teaches us that God continues to talk to us constantly, and that the revelation of Sinai actually did not end. And the only question is not whether God is talking, but whether we're listening. That when God said to Abraham, "Go to yourself," that was not an exclusive experience that only he received, but that many, many people were reached out to by the divine and encouraged to go look for themselves, to go journey to themselves. What made Abraham different is that he responded. So I believe that the divine revelation that I get is really no different than the divine revelation that everybody gets. There's this inner voice, if you're ready and open to allow yourself to hear it, that says you can do something of importance in this world. It's what we call a calling. We all have a sense of a calling. We get up in the morning, and even though everything from without seems to tell us we're nothing, we're just a tiny speck of dust blowing in the wind in a world that's so vast and a cosmos that's unbelievable. And yet something within me tells me that I've come here with a purpose, I've come here with a message, I've come here to do something, and in a deep, crazy sense, something that I can do and no one else can do. And so that's really the calling. And therefore, we are all able to access a kind of a revelation, because God speaks to us through us all the time. The real question and the real challenge is, are we ready to listen to that calling? Now, of course, one has to be warned, because we do have to be sure that whatever we hear in that inner voice does not contradict logic. Because how do we know whether this is the voice of God or this is the voice of lust? Right? How do I know that this is really truth, or I'm somehow deluding myself? So a person has to be able to use their intellect and their logic to challenge this voice. But if from an intellectual perspective there is no problem with what you're hearing, right, then it's very possible that this in fact is a direct guiding word from God that is encouraging you to take on this project, or to reach out to this person, or to rise up to that challenge. So therefore, in Jewish tradition, of course, the filter of all this kind of revelatory, intuitive, inspirational kind of stuff has to first be screened through the safeguard of anchored, clear, grounded thinking. And perhaps it's something that we need to even dialogue with some objective to make sure that we're not somehow deluding ourselves. But once we allow ourselves the opportunity to have let's call it a voice check, right, to be sure, then in fact we are guided that way.